My friends, it is official. We are now living in the Strickland Reich, the 1,000-year Strickland Reich. One of Odin's most trusted generals, Sean Werner Strickland, has arrived. Love it or hate it, we are now living in this new era. And this Saturday, we have a featherweight bout between Arnold Allen and Melquizael Costa. Two Hyperborean warriors belonging to Odin. And Melky Costa, a true believer of the Agarthan Creed, has been blessed by the Allfather himself. His skin pigmentation removed and cleansed from his body. Okay, that's actually fucked up. That's actually really fucked up. That's a bad joke. These two pale warriors are going to battle it out to see who is the strongest of the Einherjar and who will venture to Valhalla in his conquest of the featherweight division. We're going to start my picks and predictions. If you want to see all my picks, go to the very end. It's one of those cards, not every week we have to have a good card. We just digested UFC 328. That was a good card. An unexpected, weird card in a good way. And now we got a fight night. This is a real 50-50 matchup. Arnold Allen versus Melquizael Costa. Melky Costa, he's very dynamic, very diverse with his striking. I think Melky Costa's body type is the best body type to have for a striker, at least, at featherweight. He's 5'10", not super tall, not like freakishly tall like Sean Woodson, but he's got long legs, and that's why he's getting these head kicks off. The head kick against Morgan Charrier, the spinning back kick against Dan Ige. And I did pick Costa to beat Dan Ige. And going into that fight, a lot of people were picking Dan Ige because, man, Dan Ige's very durable. He's never been finished before. But Costa was the first guy to do it. And you can say the same thing about Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen has never been finished before. So we could see Costa being the first guy to finish Arnold Allen. And Costa's on a big win streak. He's on a tear. He's beating all these guys. And Arnold Allen, his past 5 fights, he's losing. But he's losing to the best of the best. He's losing to Holloway. He's losing to Evloev, who's a title challenger now. But he did take a round off of Evloev. And he did take the first round off of Gene Silva, who's also elite. So, Giga Chikadze and Calvin Kattar, those aren't the best wins at this point. But at the time, they were good. I'm thinking, a few hours ago, I was set on picking Melquizael Costa. But I'm going to go with Arnold Allen by crafty vet decision. Something just screams at it to me. I don't want to say that Arnold Allen is so tough and durable. He is, obviously. Just so that he then goes out there and gets, head kick KO'd out of nowhere. No, he's solidly defensively sound. And it's a 5-round fight. Melky Costa, this is his biggest test so far. Arnold Allen is the biggest test of his career at this point. The Andre Fili shit, Christian Rodriguez, Julian Erosa, these are free wins. The Fili win, the Erosa win. Just look what happened to Julian Erosa with Larian Douglas, just a complete shell of his former self. And he went to decision with Erosa, and that was just a year ago. The Charrier knockout was good, but Charrier has so many losses. The Dan Ige knockout was the best. And that's another thing with Costa. He's very active. He's got Kevin Holland level of activity here. And that's good for the fans. But you need breaks. You need to rest. It's good for the fans, but is it good for you as an actual fighter? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think Arnold Allen will eke out 49-46, maybe 48-47, unanimous decision. Both guys have similar reach. Costa, obviously, a little taller. Costa, younger. But Arnold Allen is a favorite for a reason. Okay? Melky Costa, his UFC debut, he lost to Thiago Moises. I'm not going to count that loss against him. It was a short notice UFC debut. He did lose to Steve Garcia, who brutalized him bad, bloodied him bad. But Steve Garcia is a G, fighting at the White House guard. If I pick Costa, and I was going to, if I pick Costa and Arnold Allen goes out there and shows a masterclass type of performance, then I'm gonna be beating myself up. Pick the crafty vet most of the times. What have we learned recently? You gotta pick the guy that's more grounded, that is more well-rounded. So, I'm going with Arnold Allen. I hope he doesn't lose this. Not because I'm a hater of Costa. I love Costa. But too much activity can be a bad thing, in my opinion, especially in lower weight classes. Because he fought 2 months ago. What are these training camps looking like? Is he dissecting and watching tape and tailor-making his entire fighting style to beat a guy like Arnold Allen? Or is he just getting dumped in there in the deep end of the pool again, hoping that he can pull something out of the fire again, like another head kick? I don't know. Arnold Allen does have fast hands. Not a lot of power. I mean, he did knock out Dan Hooker, but that was a weight-drained Dan Hooker that did not belong at featherweight. Dan Hooker and Melky Costa share a similar skeletal frame. Maybe Arnold Allen with a fast hand could land some overhands, but we'll see. I think by points. Remember, Arnold Allen was on that, before the Holloway fight, he was on like a 12-fight win streak. And most of them were by decision. And I'm not saying that's the same Arnold Allen. Like, he does have wrist problems. He breaks his hand. But I like that Arnold Allen is the one that's being more active now. 3 months ago, Gene Silva did beat Gene Silva in that first round, but lost the second two. And it wasn't like a master class by Gene Silva. It was a back and forth fight. It was a good fight. It's not like he got completely destroyed and dominated or anything. Although he did get used as a surfboard in that third round, which was not a good look. But yeah, Allen by decision on points. We move on to a weird co-main event. Do Ho Choi versus Daniel Santos. Now let me tell you something about Daniel Santos. From my understanding, Daniel Santos is not a very big fan of the color yellow. If you know what I'm talking about. This is, yes, the third Korean that Daniel Santos is facing. Xiaoyang Lee beats Xiaoyang Lee a year ago. And then Ju Sang Yu. Ju Sang Yu is the good one. That was the one that had hype behind him. That had that really nasty check knockout hook against Jeka Sarij. Who the fuck does that to Jeka Sarij? I mean, my God. Ju Sang Yu. That's who. And now, is a third time really the charm? Can the third Korean do it? Do Ho Choi? What are the matchmakers thinking? Does Daniel Santos, is he like secretly working for the North Korean intelligence service or something? Taking out these South Korean guys? But I mean, look at this little baby face. Come on, man. And he's 35 and he looks like that. And he's not very active. Look, 8 years ago. This is his past 5 fights. 8 years ago, gets knocked out by the one and only Jeremy Stevens, who just got finished off by Bobby Green last weekend. You know? When I touch people, they don't fucking move. Yeah, he wasn't telling a lie in that one. Yeah, when you touch Koreans, they don't fucking move. Charles Jourdain 6 years ago, he's not active. But look, he did a Nate Landwehr. But Nate Landwehr's a fucking bum. And I think he lost to Cub Swanson as well. Speaking of Nate Landwehr. I'm going Daniel Santos, obviously. By knockout in round... Should we do round 1 or round 2? Let's do round 1. Fuck it. You know? I know Do Ho Choi's taller. He's got more reach. But at featherweight... And he's Korean. Like, East Asians. I shouldn't have braked from my rule picking Taira to beat Van. It's just I had so much pent-up hatred and disdain for Van that I was making excuses for Taira. Taylor, he's going to go out there and grapple. But no, at the end of the day, he's fucking Japanese. They get chinned. They get brutalized. What's the difference between Japanese and South Korean? Yeah, there's a difference between culture and language and stuff. But when it comes to physiognomy? When it comes to, body, skeletal, muscle mass, and stuff like that, they get brutalized. They do. If instead of Doohoo Choi, it was some Caucasus Muslim guy or some guy from Central Asia, some Kazakh dude, then I'd be thinking like, oh shit, okay, that's different. But it's not in this case. Santos is going to brutally destroy Doohoo Choi, and this should not be a pick'em fight. It shouldn't. It shouldn't be this close. He's inactive. Daniel Santos, it's on a 4-fight win streak. John Castaneda. The Jusang Yu one was good. So I'm going to Santos. We move on to the feature fight. Malcolm Wellmaker versus Juan Diaz. I'm obviously going with Malcolm Wellmaker. I mean, look at this fucking flag right here. That says Peru. Oh, but Jose Ochoa and Clayton Carpenter, have you not learned your lesson? Juan Diaz destroyed a Korean and Wong Il Kwon by a brutal spinning elbow. Probably the worst spinning elbow I've ever seen. It made such a nasty sound that you thought Kwon's skull just got caved in and we just saw our first ever death in the UFC. But no, he gets back up. He's not dead, but it was a nasty spinning elbow. This is actually good matchmaking because Wellmaker was supposed to be the next big thing. Gets fraud checked by Ethan Ewing. Nobody expected it. I didn't expect it. And here's the thing. Put yourself in Malcolm Wellmaker's shoes. He was supposed to be fighting somebody else. Then that person pulls out. And it's like 2 days notice. You get a call from the UFC. Hey, we got a new opponent for you. His name's Ethan Ewing. You probably type his name on Tapology and you look down. Never fought in the UFC. Some regional bum. This is what you're thinking to yourself. Oh my God, this guy's got a big giant fucking head. Perfect for my crispy right hook. He's got a patented right hook, Wellmaker does. That's his biggest attribute. His biggest secret weapon is that right hook. He's kind of like a one-trick pony in a way, but damn. Put out Moutinho, put out Cameron Saman. And you're thinking to yourself, I'm about to get a free win. I have the sacrificial lamb placed in front of me so that we can get another highlight reel KO in front of the crowd. It was on the main card, I think, that fight. But we just didn't know how good Ethan Ewing was. So I'm not going to count that loss against Wellmaker. He didn't expect it. Yeah, it was a loss. When I say I'm not counting it, I mean I'm not counting against him going into this fight. At the end of the day, Juan Diaz is a Peruvian. Height and reach advantage for Wellmaker. This is at bantamweight. The Ethan Ewing fight was at featherweight, so we have to take that into consideration. Juan Diaz, can he do the same spinning elbow against Wellmaker? No, I don't think so. Lightning does not strike twice. I know we're living in the Strickland Reich, but lightning does not strike twice. You have to have high Aryan IQ to understand that reference. But I'm going with Wellmaker, round 1 KO, with a super strong right hook to send Juan Diaz to the canvas. It's his UFC debut off the Contender Series. What did we learn about these Contender Series fighters? Hit or miss. They either sink or swim in their debut. And I will be bringing that up in another fight happening later on. But, you knock out some Korean in spectacular fashion, great. It was a beautiful knockout. But can you do that against Malcolm Wellmaker? Is Wellmaker half Korean? Oh no, oh my God, I don't know. I know he's Blasian. But is his mom Japanese or Korean? I have to do research. I'll be right back. Okay, I just found out he's Vietnamese. He's like 1/4 Vietnamese. He's not Korean. Whew. Okay, that's good. Blasian supremacy for Malcolm Wellmaker. Gets it done. I'm sorry, Juan Diaz. But let me look at this. Peruvians. Clayton Carpenter was just ass. These Peruvians ain't all that. We move on. Light heavyweight. This one's tough. We got a look-alike contest. Both these guys look similar. Modestas Bukauskas versus Rodolfo Bellato. B versus B. I was going back and forth in my head with this one. And this is what I wanted to bring up about Bellato. He's had a weird career in the UFC. Potier is a free win. Jimmy Crute draw. The Paul Craig upkick. That was bullshit, dude. Like, Bellato's a fucking pussy for that. Paul Craig was an easy win. That you just eat the upkick. They could probably take a point off of Paul Craig and get the free win. I don't get it. And Bukauskas gets a free win with Paul Craig. He was a completely diminished fighter at that point of his career. But no, you just let it happen and fucking pussy move. Loses to Sterling on points. Not much really happened in that fight. And then knocks out Luke Fernandez. The one, the only Luke Fernandez. Who does that to Luke Fernandez? Who's another guy off of the Contender Series that comes in, UFC debut, gets sparked out by Bellato. Another reason why I'm going Wellmaker, because these guys are sink or swim coming off the Contender Series. But it's true, like every time I pick somebody off the Contender Series to win, they always just lose. And so I need to start picking against them from here on out. Unless they're like really good and their opponent is also off the Contender Series or has their debut, which is something that's going to happen in this card as well. Then I'll probably pick the guy of the Contender Series. But for this one, I'm looking at Bukauskas' record. He keeps his chin out in the open, and it was the Krylov knockout that really soured on me, because Krylov just got brutally knocked out twice back-to-back by Guskov and Dominic Reyes. And it was in the third. And then he also got knocked out by Vitor Petrino back in the day by, I think it was like a check hook, which is not good. And then, you know, the injury they had with Roundtree. And then he got knocked out by somebody else who's also a shitter, whose name I forgot. I don't remember who it was, but it was a shitter that knocked him out bad. And Bellato, you can say what you want about him. Very strange career in the UFC so far. Cements his place in the UFC with that Luke Fernandez knockout. You know, he doesn't get cut, because if he lost that fight, you know damn well they would have cut him. So he gets a second chance. I'm actually going to go Bellato. Crazy, right? But, you know, you look at this record so far, it's not super impressive. I did think Cutelaba beat him. I thought Cutelaba won that fight. Rafael Cerqueira, Indian, Brazilian, doesn't count. Prachnio, worst Polish fighter of all time, doesn't count. Paul Craig, completely diminished. Like, these fights, these are great knockouts, great wins, right? But these are not good fighters at this point in their careers. I just found out it was actually Jimmy Crute that brutally knocked out Bukauskas back in the day. And Bellato goes to draw with him. Say what you want. I know that's MMA math, you know, styles make fights. But Bukauskas, when he's facing up against somebody that can actually land hands on him, not like fucking Cerqueira, not Paul Craig, you know, not any of these non-striker shitters. When he faces up against somebody that can actually hit back, he kind of shits the bed. Jimmy Crute, Vitor Petrino, Nikita Krylov, that was a bad one. Roundtree, that was the oblique kick that fucked him up. But still, I'm going Bellato by knockout in round 2. I just feel it. KO Squad MMA. Just because you have a strange career in the UFC so far does not mean you can that you're a shitter all of a sudden. He just had an unfortunate career. He should have gotten the free win with Paul Craig. So yeah, Bukauskas, that last knockout really soured on me. And Krylov ain't all that. Krylov is completely washed, and he got brutalized by him. Timmy Kwamba versus Bernardo Sopai. Timmy Turner, and a issue for burner. KYY water, better let you burner. Fuck with your bitch, you're not a Ferrari. Fuck with your bitch, you're not a Ferrari. I'm going Bernardo Sopai. He's not Swedish. I think he's Albanian. Pretty sure he's Albanian. Does that look like a Swede to you? Come on now. He did get flying knee annihilated by Vinicius Oliveira, but he was surviving Oliveira. I think that was in the third round. Timmy Kwamba. I mean, there's a reason why Sopaj is a favorite. All right, bantamweight fight. I don't know Kwamba's ethnicity. I don't know the name origin for that, but he's looking a little Mongolithic, if you know what I mean. A little Mongolithic. Don't like the phenotype there. Sopai, good size for a bantamweight, 5'6", stocky, less reach. So, striker versus brawler. I'm going to go with the brawler for this one. He's got that Marab build. Knockout in round 2. Kwamba lost to Balagioki. So that was at featherweight because Balagioki's a lightweight. So he used to fight at featherweight. Loses to Chang Ho Lee. That's not good. That's actually really bad. You lose to Chang Ho Lee. Ricky Tercios is good. Hasn't fought in a while, though. Yeah, I'm going to go with Sopai. A lot of people are going by decision. I'll go by knockout. Big, giant overhand lands on that East Asian chin. Is he East Asian? I don't know. He looks East Asian. But, we're off to these shitter fights. Nikolai Veretennikov versus Chaos Williams. This one's tricky. Chaos Williams ain't all that. Shitter versus shitter, Nikolai Veretennikov, oh my god. Who does that to Nico Price? Everybody. Literally everybody. I don't consider these wins to be wins at all. Nico Price is not even a win. Francisco Prado, super close split decision. A lot of people thought Prado won that one. The Argentinian Minecraft blockhead guy. And then Prado loses every single fight he has in the UFC. Loses to Soriano. Loses to Vanderford. Loses to Danny Barlow. I think he's got a win over Potiera. Or maybe he doesn't have any more wins in the UFC. And he's not Kazakh. He's from Ukraine. He's Ukrainian. 36 years old. Less reach than Williams. Williams is a good striker. He just got bullied by Gustafsson, which was bad because Gustafsson just got fucking destroyed by Rinat Fakhretdinov. It's weird, right? It's weird. Chaos Williams was supposed to destroy Gustafsson because he was just pressing forward, and Gustafsson ain't all that. He's a Swedish cuck. But I'm going to go with Chaos Williams by knockout in round 3. I think it'll be a grueling back and forth war. Veretennikov, it's weird because he's got the look, he's got the body type, he's got the physique to be a good fighter. He makes really low IQ decisions, especially in that Soriano fight. I know Soriano's a good grappler, but dude, get the fuck up. Like, Veretennikov was also trying to grapple back. No, get up, back on your feet. Strike. I'm going Chaos Williams. Tuco Tacos versus Ivan Erslan. Navajo Sterling's sloppy seconds fighting. At least Tuco Tacos beat Junior Tafa. That's not saying much. But he got a win in the UFC. He was supposed to be the worst light heavyweight on the roster. But then Kevin Christian exists. And Junior Tafa gets a free win over Kevin Christian. Yeah, man, this guy hasn't won in the UFC. He looks older, but he's actually younger. He has less reach. a little shorter. Not that this is going to mean anything. From Croatia, he is nationality mogging Tuco Tacos. I wonder what Tuco Tacos' ethnicity is. Is he like a Turkish? Is that a Turkish name? He might be Turkish. But I'm gonna go with Tuco Tacos. He does have takedowns, right? He took down Jimmy Crute. Maybe he learned his lesson. Any guy that can get some decent takedowns is good. Umar Sy and Navajo Sterling. Navajo Sterling's actually good. Well, I say that, but Navajo Sterling's only beating the bottom scraps of light heavyweight. Umar Sy's submission, that's not good. After what Kutalaba just did to Umar Sy. But look at Erslan. Nah, you can't pick Erslan for this. I'm going Tokos. Okay. Ooh, Tommy Gant versus Artur Minev. Who the fuck is Artur Minev, yeah? Short notice fight for Artur Minev. I'm not thinking this is going to be an Ethan Ewing situation. I'm not thinking that at all. I know Tommy Gant just came off the Contender Series, and this is why you got to be careful. 11-0 versus 7-0. Both guys are undefeated. More fights for Tommy Gant. Was supposed to be fighting some other guy whose name I forgot, but he got injured. Who was it? It was Trey Ogden. I'm going Tommy Gant. But it is scary because Minev is Ukrainian. Eastern Europeans are scary. But he's fighting out of Wakefield, Massachusetts. Massachusetts is a very pussy state. Like, I rate Raleigh, North Carolina better than fucking Massachusetts. Tommy Gant, I'm sure he's got a lot more reach than Minev. 76-inch reach for a lightweight is actually insane. He's kind of looking like John Jones in this side profile, you know? He's got that John Jones look. He's 33. I wish he was a little younger coming into the UFC. You know, you're already 33 going in at lightweight, but whatever. I think we'll see Tommy Gant win by submission. This guy has a lot of submissions. I think all 11 of his wins are by finish. Round 1 submission. He might have one decision, actually. I think he has one decision. But, yeah, Tommy Gant. John Jones phenotype. I'm not saying that they all look alike. Pause, okay? But come on. This side profile, if you squint, it kind of looks like John Jones. Be real. We move on to Ketlin Vieira, off to the women's fights versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. You know, Ketlin Vieira did have a close fight with Kayla Harrison. Gave Kayla Harrison some bruises, but I'm going with Cavalcanti. Who does that to Myra Bueno Silva? Okay, pause. Just decision. She's younger. That's good. More reach. Dude, do I even want to talk about this fight? Brazil versus Portugal. The colonizer versus the colonized. Yeah, I'll just go with Cavalcanti. We move on. Oh, God, dude. Fuck. Am I really going to pick Cody Brundage versus Andre Petroski? Oh, my God. Why the fuck is Cody Brundage still in the UFC? You could say what you want about Bumbage, man. He swings. He's a fighter. It's fucking Cody Brundage. Nah. But if I pick Petroski fucking sucks. Petroski, this is the guy that got knocked out by Jacob Malcolm's hip and just gave up. Oh, that's bad. Both guys are Cam Rouston sloppy seconds. But he's on a 3-fight win streak. Josh Fremd, Dylan Budka, Rodolfo Vieira. Budka's actually an okay win. Rodolfo Vieira, It's Vieira. Vieira kind of sucks now. I'll go Petroski by decision. That Dante Johnson loss, that was actually terrible. Because Dante Johnson does not have fucking head movement at all. Like, that was really gross. So yeah, Petrosky. Because I think Cody Brundage could lose to any of these guys. He's so terrible. He's so awful. He just swings. He's got heart. That's it. But he's got terrible fight IQ. But some people are going Brundage by knockout. That's scary. We move on to Alice Ardeline versus Poliana Viana. The beautiful versus the ugly. The Baba Yaga witch versus the princess. The bitch you put a paper bag over. Because I did look. Ardeline, she does have ass. I looked at her Instagram. She does have ass. But Poliana Viana, she's got some of those weird tattoos. She's got some of those, what do they call them? I forgot. But she's got some, like, satanic tattoos. I'm going with Ardeline. Sadly, the ugly lesbian woman wins versus the pretty woman that's straight. The woman that likes munching on carpets usually beats the woman that likes munching on sausages. Ardeline by decision, right? Yeah. Romania, Brazil. Less reach, less height. You know what? You can make the case for Biana, but she gets submitted and beat often. She has no takedown defense. She's getting beat by all these women. And Montserrat Caneo Reeves, that's a good win. Is it? I get confused. Who gives a fuck about strawweight? You know? Daniel Barres versus Luis Garul. Man, talk about a shitter fight. Oh my god, am I really gonna do it? I think I'm gonna do it. The Rafael Fio fight. This guy's not super active. I'm gonna pick Luis Garul. I am. I need him to win by knockout though in round 2. Flyweight. Luis Garul looks like a scary flyweight. He's got the perfect build for it. He's super short, super stocky, does not have a lot of reach. You just think that a guy like Garul is landing these monster shots to the body, upstairs with uppercuts. But no, he's like a Muay Thai guy. And then he gets picked apart and loses to boring decision against shitters. But who the fuck is Daniel Barres beaten, really? I don't know these names. Who the fuck is Victor Altar Mariano? Andre Lima? Shit, loss. Fio gets put in the choke. You have to win one UFC fight before you get cut, Garul. I'm going Garul. He's bald. It's there for him. What is there to say? I hate these fights. I hate them. But I'm going Garul. And most people are going Barres by decision. We'll see. Shauna Bannon, Mama B. Bannon versus Nicole Cagliari. I'll go Cagliari by round 1 armbar. She's got a lot of arm bars. I know Bannon had that one armbar. But Pooja Tomar was supposed to put Bannon in the submission as well. And Pooja Tomar is Indian. So, what does that say? That you almost got finished by a fucking Indian? Why did you redeem it? I'm trying to think of like a Indian woman voice. No. I'm getting tired. I fucking hate I hate picking these early prelim fights. Because it's basically 50-50 toss-ups. Like, this is a 50-50 toss-up. When you have to pick between shitters, it's so tough. It's so tough. Nicole Cagliari, also Moggs, nationality-wise. Brazilians have more BJJ. They've got more grappling experience than Irish women. Yeah. It's an alright card for a fight night. These are my picks. Cagliari, Garul, Ardeline. Dude, Cagliari and Garul, those are probably just red names. But honestly, you can't comfortably pick the other people. You can't say, oh man, these are locks for the other guy, for fucking Shauna Bannon, for the Spanish dude. Oh man, Cody Brundage is a lock. Nah, you can't say that. 50-50 matchups, even in the early prelim shitters. Cavalcanti, that's kind of a lock. Gant's kind of a lock. Tokos, at least Tokos has takedowns. Erslan fucking sucks. Chaos Williams, Sopai, Bellato, Wellmaker, Santos, Allen. I just have a feeling that this is going to be the fight card that destroys me. That I get like only 2 picks right and the rest of them are wrong. It feels like one of those cards, you know? It just feels like it. But those are my picks. Maybe they're retard picks. 100% right edition. That's all I got for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you on the stream. I don't know when. I want to see the Bellato fight. So we'll probably start around Sopai. But I kind of want to see Williams too. Nah, we'll start around Sopai. We'll start the main card about that. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.